Hi there Poke fans, I'm your humble host Joseph fan and you're watching Pokemon Gym Challenges. Now if you remember from last time, we were on our way to Monotype City, I think it was, but we went by and got to this location over here. So now we have to go all the way back, and I think that's a bit too far back, but the point is I'm trying to get into the waters of Monotype City, or else I can't even get to Monotype City in the first place. So the idea of going over here is to start surfing from this beachfront over here and go south. Hopefully that'll put me into the correct waters. Okay, I have to go that way first. And I think, okay, still a bit more, that's it. I can start over here, and then I can surf just past this little rock barrier over here into this clear water, and then I should be able to make it into Monotype waters. Hopefully this diving spot may take me to the correct location. But it seems to just be a deep spot, somewhere where you can fish for deep water fish. Okay, let's do another rappel. Yes, now I can surf in this direction. Technically I should be able to pass behind these two. I'm glad that I actually try it instead of just going for it. Okay, so they are blocking me off everywhere. Let's see where this takes me. Does it take me into other waters? No, it doesn't. But there is an item over here. Let's see what it is. It's a blue shard. And there is also a mega evolution item. Let's see what that is, if I can actually see it. It's a pincerite. It requires you to have a pincer in order to use a pincerite. So this seems to be a bunch of rubbish, to be honest. Doesn't look like that is going to allow me to do what I want, but this location doesn't either. It just takes me to this location over here, and I don't know if it's actually a better location or a worse location. It does require me to backtrack a bit. Can't go all the way back to that Pacific town. Now, basically why I did this flying thing instead of continuing with the strategy I was looking at is because I didn't feel like going past those two divers or those two swimmers again. Even though I knew exactly how to do it, I didn't want to do it in that way. Okay, so this seems to be the limits of this ditch that I'm diving through. I need to find a different ditch, not this one. I am going in the wrong direction, I believe. But I have not yet realized that until now. I have to go back in this direction, and every bloody way there's bloody rocks blocking my way. Why can't I just get to the bloody volcano already? Okay, here is okay, maybe not. But this might be the ditch I'm looking for. But let's check out this ditch first, see where it takes us. Well, there seems to be a... Well, I think that is where I found Groudon in the first place. Through that ditch over there. Or that hole. That cave, as you were. But now I'm looking for a different cave. So hopefully this will take me to where I want to go. Hopefully not all the way back to there. Now there was a free swimming lantern over there. It's a pity you can't actually find those free swimming lantern in this variation of the game. What I mean is you can't encounter the free swimming lantern. It is starting to look like my first idea would have been the best idea. The best idea being that I had to try and find a way in from the other side. Okay, let's just go in this direction from here. This might be a ditch worth exploring. Might actually take me into the correct waters. The operative word being might. No, it doesn't. It just takes me back to where I was. So it would have been better to go into this ditch from the start and just surface. Maybe I should have gone back to the very tip of this ditch over there. And then go in this direction. Finally I got into the waters I need to be. But the town I'm going to is still blocked off. Meaning it is still dark red. So I can't just fly to there from here. But now that there's some love disc. Anyway, but now that I am in the correct waters, now I can start looking for the entrance. And it shouldn't be too far. Here it is. Now that was unnecessarily difficult. It took me 2 episodes to get to this location. Now why does this transition take so long? There we go. And now I can just surface. And I should be at the correct location. And it is sporting very bright sunlight because of Groudon. How do I encounter a Pokemon and a bloody Magikarp at that? What is the levels? My repel must have worn off and I didn't notice it, or I cut that part out. Okay, here is the Pokemon Center. Not Pokemon Center, Pokemon Gym. Pokemon Center is on the other side. So what is on this side? What is... Okay, that's a mart over there. Okay, so I don't realize it while playing the game, but if you just take a look at the map, you'll see that this is now bright red, which means I can just fly to the Pokemon Center if I want to. Although I was first looking for these guys over here, having their conversation, so that we can do the next part of this playthrough. Obviously they are going to take me somewhere interesting. And one little girl with 2 grown men is not suspicious at all. Okay, so what does he have to... what is he doing? Contemplating. And also, as always, feel free to pause the video anytime dialogue appears. Even go back a few frames if you want to read any of it. Once again, this transition takes about 5 years. Why is Team Aqua and Team Magma here together? Okay. And what's your point? So they bugger up the world and now I am tasked. That's the word I'm looking for. Now I am tasked to solve it. Maybe it's just something simple like the suit they had designed or built in order to accomplish this task is a small build because they had didn't have enough resources or time to build a proper full adult size suit. And since I have a full team of Pokemon, they figure that I am as good as any other to try and resolve this. It might also be that they realize that I have a Master Ball in my pocket, or at least in my bag. Now why is he so shiny? Okay. He's not gonna require me to defeat him before I do this, is he? And this is the second latest that you ever get a legendary in all of the Pokemon games you ever play. Okay, so let's go on. There comes my friend, my enemy. Has anyone ever, or thus far, figured out where I got the name from for my main character? Leave a comment in the comment section below. In order to catch where this name comes from, you need to be an avid reader of fantasy and specific, or in general, specifically fantasy of course, but you have to be a consumer of books. Be they fantasy, or be they audiobooks or books that you have to read yourself. So now I have to, where am I going at the moment? Okay, I'm trying to make my way to the Pokemon Center. Okay, not the Pokemon Center, back to that cave so I can complete my Shell Bell quest. Because right now is the time when that quest is supposed to be completed. Why am I going back? I could have checked my bag from inside. Okay, so I'm checking all sorts of stupid things first. Oh, so I just wanted to see what that cave looks like at the moment. But don't I need it to be high tide in order to get the other items? Come on. I just realized I can just fly to the correct location. I think I was trying to fly to the correct location from the start, but I came to land on the island, which is silly. There we go. Okay, so I've decided to keep my HMU. That actually makes sense because I might need strength. Now you might think that running across the island is silly, but it's not that silly because you can still encounter wild Pokemon in these waters. Okay, so I have to go through that little maze over there. I don't know why they built the city like this. It's maybe to show that this is a volcano city and that they had to build wherever they found space. And that might... Oh, there's another Sable Knight. Anyway, where was I going? I lost my train of thought. I was saying that that might explain the maze-like characteristics of getting around in this city. Okay, so okay. I thought that I was falling into a hole over there. I didn't realize it was a staircase. And then we have some shaking. And we have some wild encounters. And it's probably a good idea to start using rappels. And it would have worked this time because, bloody hell. Come on. Just because I'm slower doesn't allow me to bloody run away. Come on, are you going to flip and poison me again? Yes, it is. Why is this poison fang 100% accurate? It's supposed to be a lot less than 100%. Come on. Bloody hell. Do I have a antidote or something? At least I have some full heals. Okay, that was a waste of a lemonade, but it is the cheapest potion I have. I didn't realize I was actually going in the correct direction. I thought I needed to go in the other direction. But let's keep going and stand fast for the earthquakes that we encounter. Luckily they are kind to us and we don't encounter the earthquake while in the middle of the staircase. That might lead to injury. Okay, there's nothing in that direction. Well, nothing obvious, let me put it that way. And now for the last part. Here we are. So this earthquake is all about the fact that Groudon is still making his way to this specific location. There I have my lava-proof suit on. I don't know how you get a lava-proof suit, but there we go. Well, it might be possible to get a lava-proof suit if you have a fire retardant material and some way of cooling it down internally. So why is Groudon allowing me to ride on his back then? Or am I just jumping onto his back since he popped out over here? Why is that such a difficult word to say? Once again, I would probably know these things if I actually read the dialogue. But it seems he just came and popped up over there, and then I ran up and jumped onto his back, and that startled him, and now he's on his way to his den or something similar. I was expecting that he would actually swim through the lava, but he's just walking across it, which is awesome for me because that means that I don't need such a extreme degree of lava proofing. On the other hand, you need something, now that I think about it, if you want to actually travel through the lava, you can't actually cool down the surface of your suit, because that would turn to rock, which would encase you in rock. So you need a way to allow the surface to remain hot while everything inside remains cooler, or cool enough for you to survive. And now we have our Groudon encounter. And for anyone who is wondering, yes, this is going to be the exact time in which Groudon becomes our legendary. I hope someone already guessed that that was the objective of this entire game. That's why I played this game specifically, because it's one of the only places you get a ground legendary and a ground starter at the same time. Some of the others are a bit more difficult to accomplish. And there we have Groudon in his primal form. And he is a beast in his primal form. I will show you in the next episode. And I'll never do it again, because that kind of makes the game too easy. Okay, Groudon, take a good look of this guy who can actually destroy you in a single attack. And then I am just going to let you stare at him while I quickly grab a Pokeball, the Master Ball specifically, and catch myself a Groudon. Like this. And there you go, we've captured a Groudon. And you may notice that now my camera up is gone, because Groudon has taken his place. He is my legendary. And he is also my fire type, because he will be knowing fire types. And in his primal form, he is actually a fire type. In his base form like this, he's just a normal ground type. Not normal ground, ground type. Pure ground type, that's a better way of saying it. And now this whole thing collapses, and where did that tunnel come from? And the energy ball goes up into the air, a grass type attack by the way, and it somehow clears up the sun. And there we go, back to normal. We have saved the world from drought. There's one not loophole, what do you call it? When there's a inconsistency in a story. Anyways, the fact that even if you have intense sunlight, all the moisture that is being taken up by the sun eventually builds up to the point that it blocks out the sun, and that causes it to rain again. So if you have an enclosed system like the Earth, you can't really have water just disappearing. It has to go somewhere. And in the other game, you can't have water coming into a system if it's a closed system. You can't keep flooding the same system. Eventually, the flooding has to stop. Anyway, this is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Please consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a like and sharing it with your friends. Thank you and goodbye.